Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mr. Awesome, and welcome to the NUW Fight for Freedom 2 Kickoff panel, hosted by the original voice of NUW, Arnold McDonald, as he is currently joined by two men who wrestled on the very first match on Episode 1 of NUW Slaughterhouse. First, the former owner and world champion of the UWE, who is set to end a 5+ year rivalry with Corey Graves at Fight for Freedom 2. He is the former NUW Tag Team Champion, the Self-Supremacy, Everett Creed. And Arnold's second guest.
The scheduled programming has been temporarily suspended. Welcome to Cameron Jackson Entertainment.
The first ever King of the Yard tournament winner, multi-time CJE heavyweight champion of the world, two-time Best in the Yard main eventer, half of the first ever tag team champions of NUW. He is the brother man with the master plan, Cameron Jackson, 16. Let's take it now to where the Underground Trio are live at the NUW studios.
And now, folks, with the main show, I want to talk to you about the Newburgh street fight between the Dark Side and Yankee, the Difference Maker, the maestro of the Murder Club himself. Two men with a lot of bad blood between them. That's on camera and most certainly off.
Oh, yeah.
And these two men who I'm sitting with right now knows just how much these two very much so dislike each other. First, I want to take it to Everett Creed. Let's talk about this match.
I mean, you want to talk about, other than, of course, the King of the Mountain, Arnold McDonald himself, you want to talk about two cornerstones that are purebred NUW talent.
Yes, indeed.
You look at Yankee the Difference Maker and the Dark Side. Two of the absolute best to be in that ring. I mean, I think the picture just does itself. Credit to J. Joker Designs, even though he tries to act like a rock star all the time. But that's beside the point. No, it's not about him. It's about these two right here. You know, I've known them personally. I've known them professionally. The fact is, and hell, I was even a member of the Murder Club. There is definitely animosity between these two. And when it comes to a street fight, this is where I kind of have a little bit of a difficulty. This is the hardest match for me to predict.
Okay.
Because I kind of want to pick the Dark Side because of his experience in hardcore matchups.
Sure.
The only
Absolutely.
thing is, he has come up short. He has come up short in many occasions. I mean, the one that automatically comes to mind, of course, Halloween Hell, but also the first event that I ever went to was Day of Destruction 2. 3 stages of hell against Novin, and that last ride's pile driver on the light tubes.
Oh.
And then Yankee the Difference Maker, that Puerto Rican junkyard match he had with NUW McDonald. I mean, that was absolutely brutal.
Yes, it was.
So I do want to pick Yankee the Difference Maker to win this matchup, but for some reason, my head's telling me to pick the Difference Maker, but my gut is telling me to pick the Dark Side. And I'm not sure which one I want to go with.
There can only be one. There can only be one, Everett Creed.
I know.
Which one is your prediction? Which one is Creed? Are you going for the Dark Side or are you going for Yankee? Which one you betting your money on?
I want to hear what Cameron's prediction is.
So you can do the opposite or steal mine or listen to my reasoning and say, well, let me not even go there, because what I'm going to do is actually educate people on why a prediction for this match is more than me saying he's going to win or he's going to win. I'm going to educate people on what I know about that man personally and that man personally as my friends, my brothers fighting each other here.
I love it. Let's
Listen
hear it.
here. In every family there's bad blood, but it wasn't always that way. Arnold, you went to a birthday party thrown for the Dark Side.
Yes.
At Yankee, the Difference Maker's home. Am I lying?
You ain't lying. You ain't telling no lies here today.
Then they both offered a lot to the table, and this was in my first 2 or 3 times showing up.
Yeah.
Now listen, these two, as you said, I will give you credit, cornerstones homegrown NUW talent. However, when you grow up in the same house and one sibling gets more love than you, that's a reason to snap. Or you grow up in the same house and one sibling has more control than you do, snap. Or you grow up in the same house and you both honestly have the liberties that nobody else was afforded, but you can't understand why the other has the same liberties you do, you snap. That's the true story of the dark side and Yankee, the difference maker. Also down in North Carolina one time,
which we know very little about. We heard the confrontation between Arnold McDonald and Yankee the Difference Maker when they mentioned it a little bit. What exactly went down that time when Yankee the Difference Maker and the Dark Side had whatever beef with each other?
Well, if you've seen that year's reunion Rumble,
2017,
which I was there, and much to my chagrin, they did not help me out when I asked for it. I had that one coming, of course. I can admit that. Shut the fuck up. Okay.
Lord.
Now, sorry for the fan.
Absolutely.
But I can't help but laugh. It's funny. It's funny. Just as funny as the smirk on his face. The situation that they were fighting about didn't even start because of wrestling. Now, I'm sure that was there. I'm sure that was underlying.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was brewing because, as we all know, the Dark Side had just come back off a hiatus.
Yes, I remember that time.
For reasons I will not discuss because that's not the point of this.
Right.
So I'm sure Yankee still had a little bit of that animosity. I'm sure the Dark Side still had that animosity in a situation that was just as little has something to do with the vehicle, or something to do with the hotel, or something to do with the trip in general. Something that small set both of these two into the mode of, oh my God, there's going to be a fist fight here. Now, something that little sets you off is obviously the problem isn't just the car, the problem isn't the hotel, the problem isn't the trip. The problem starts at home. And that's exactly where they go, home. Newburgh street fight, home. And it's been said that the house that lives in the town, which isn't big enough for the two of them. And for the first time, I can say that I've shared the stage with Evercreed. I've shared the stage with Arnold's brother, Navon. I've shared the stage with many more than that.
Yes.
And the town was always big enough for the two of us, even though we didn't want it to be sometimes. It always was. And we all benefited from that. However, when one's gone, the other thrives. Truer words haven't been said yet tonight.
Wow.
When one of them's gone, the other thrives. He was gone, he thrived.
Yes.
He was gone, he has the most impressive record in NUW history.
Testify.
Very well said.
The town
Testify.
is not big enough for the two of them. So I said all that to say this. My prediction,
Only one. Newburgh street fight.
the winner, there is no winner. I think it's a fight to the death, and I think whichever one of them goes down bitching, moaning, crying, screaming, because that day a big piece of NUW dies when that ambitious, outspoken son of a gun
And rebellious.
goes against that dominant. And he can be very degrading.
Yes, he can.
However, he's always consistent son of a gun. So I think a piece dies. I can't give you a straight answer. I'm sorry I can't. I made a whole long song and dance, but I tried to sell you the story. The
Absolutely.
best way I know.
No, I'm gonna be
And I
honest.
surely appreciate it.
There's not many times where I can say that, you know what, no matter what I say, it's not going to live up to what you said. I will admit this is one of those times, but hell, I'm going to give my take anyway. This is a very David versus Goliath match with its own twist. Reminds me of the days Sting and Vader went at it in WCW.
Time out.
The Yankee.
Time out. I have to cut you off there before you walk yourself into this is David Goliath. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
But it's both. It's double-sided. It's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
In his world, that's the monster. That's Goliath.
Yeah.
And in his world, that's Goliath. You know why?
Why is that?
Let's just tell everybody what they want to know.
Let us hear it. This is why we're here.
This one wants to beat the most unbeatable person here.
Yes.
This one wants to beat the co-boss.
Yeah.
It really is that simple, but you gotta look, and this is where I'm gonna give the edge to Yankee. He's not just Goliath. Man, this guy moves like a cruiserweight. I mean, we've seen Yankee move. This guy isn't just a big hoss.
Okay.
I've seen this guy do moonsaults, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I've seen him do power bombs. You don't believe me? Ask the girl he power bombed at Best in the Yard. Ask anybody that's felt the wrath of Yankee the Difference Maker. Ask anyone that's been on the same side with him.
Yeah.
Ask anyone in the Murder Club.
All right.
And then you think of the dark side.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're okay. You think of the dark side. This is somebody that will stop at absolutely nothing. I'm going to take a line from the late great Gorilla Monsoon. It is the irresistible force that meets the immovable object. But the only time I'm going to actually scratch that. It's the irresistible force against the immovable object unless he wants to move. And that's why I'm going to give it to Yankee the Difference Maker. Yeah, he might have a little bit of ring rust. It's been maybe little bit of time since he's actually competed one-on-one in NUW. But you know what? There was a time where he was stepping foot in NUW for the very first time, and look what he's done since then. I'm going to have to give this one to the Difference Maker.
Wow.
And that is no disrespect or discredit to the dark side. This is not going to be domination. This isn't going to be a quick sweep. And it's going to be very, very hard to follow. This Newburgh street fight, Cam, I think you hit it right on the head. The fact is that no matter who gets the pinfall, there's no winners. These guys are going to end this matchup flat on their backs. I have to agree with you on that.
If one thing is for certain, all hell is gonna break loose in this one at Fight for Freedom 2. I surely appreciate those predictions there and intake on this outstanding rivalry here in NUW. As we proceed on into another great rivalry that didn't begin in the slaughterhouse, it began long ago between two OGs, okay, and one I'm sitting next to right here now. Self-Supremacy, former UWE heavyweight champion of the world. One of the most hated and most despised men to ever grace BYW. I'm talking Everett Creed versus Corey Graves. What a match this is going to be. It's dubbed a grudge match. 7 years in the making, is it?
Around that, 7. We met in 2015, and a lot of history, but I want to hear your guys' take on it first. The most I'll say at first is it all started in this person's car. About a 14-hour trip to the very first Best in the Yard, and Corey Graves was in that car. To see how, well, not that I could say Corey Graves is ever my friend, but to see how somebody who I actually could say I had a little bit of respect for.
And that's a damn shame because he considered you a friend. I know that personally. He considered you a friend, and you mean to tell us and the entire world watching
he was
that he was never a friend of yours?
He was never a friend of me. I was never a friend of Corey's. He's trying to paint a picture, Arnold. He's trying to paint a picture of himself as the victim. That's all he's done. It's what he did at Best in the Yard 2. It's what he did at Clash of the Yards against Cameron Jackson. You want to take anyone's opinion? Ask this man right here.
I am going to ask him because this whole thing really kicked off in the slaughterhouse at the Backyard Rumble 3. 30 men, unprecedented in NUW, competed for the NUW Undisputed Championship. It was on the line. Everett Creed, who I'm sitting here with right now, was eliminated by Corey Graves. And what did he do, Cameron? He got back in the matchup and eliminated Corey, and then proceeded to annihilate him with the fire poker.
And broke his orbital bone.
7 months
And I don't
out of
regret,
action.
and
7 months.
And I don't regret a bit of it.
Yeah, we didn't think you would. Just like
Just
Navon, your brother Navon wouldn't, just like I wouldn't. I don't expect anybody to regret anything. This is what you sign up for. But let me tell you this. I have very, 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 very big difficulty saying things about this match without saying hurtful things.
Hey, lay it all on the table here. Whatever's on your mind, I know you know both of these two very well, and I know you got to be looking forward to this matchup.
I'm actually the only person walking this earth, literally walking this earth, to own one-on-one and multi-man victories over both these gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
The only person.
Yes, sir.
Which means I've pinned them and I've beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that any of that matters to this.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, though, I said all that to add up to the point that
Yes.
they have a grudge. This is a grudge match. The grudge match is very common. We're going to settle the score one last time. I versus you, you versus me.
Remember
me
the Three
versus you.
Kings? Best of the R2?
Yes. But here's the problem. The problem is they don't know when to stop. Corey won't stay down. Creed won't shut up. However, on the other end of that, Creed won't put it in park, and Corey can't take his foot off the gas.
Wow.
Now we go the other way around. That's just 2 years worth of stories. Let's talk about this one. Now we fast forward all the way to 2020.
Yeah.
Fight for Freedom.
Wow.
2. And we're seeing a match that, in my opinion, is very, 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 1, nostalgic, 2, impactful, and 3, worth watching. I will say that.
Yes, sir.
But do we even care who wins now? That's what I say. Do we even care who wins? The match is worth it. The names are worth it.
Yeah.
The show is worth it. The place is worth it. But is the winner worth it? What does the winner get? Bragging rights? To be able to say they beat a person that they've already beaten? Or to be able to say that they beat a person that a third party was in the behind the stage scenes of screwing over the match with? What do you get here besides the fact that you broke my eye socket and I won, or I broke your eye socket and I won? What do we get here? All the years of closure? No, the problem was never with Corey Graves. The problem was never with Ever Creed. The problem was with themselves as individuals.
Wow.
Look at me now. I'm not the most successful thing walking the earth, but these two gentlemen, very smart gentlemen, very willing and able gentlemen, are still backyard wrestling. When that man's got a mouth on him that would run the indie scene, and that man's got an ambitious desire in him that will put him somewhere. NUW is thankful that they have this match, and the powers that be, I give them credit for being smart enough to put it on. But they can do this on a much bigger stage, and however, they're still trying to find themselves or using themselves to give back, but really nobody wants to give back, they just want to win. So I don't give a damn who wins, but if I had to pick one, it'd be Creed, because he's the only one that showed up here.
Well, Arnold,
And
I want to hear your pick. I want to hear what your thoughts on.
Well, if I say Corey, I may get a fire poker to my good eye and mess up my other eye, goddammit. So I suppose I'm going to have to go with Ever Creed here this evening on this, but I look forward to calling the matchup.
Well, it all comes down to this, and I'm going to try to, I'm going to try my best to almost see this through a different perspective and take myself outside of Everett Creed for just a moment. It's not going to be easy, but, you know, you want to look at these two individuals. You know, I've known Corey for 5 years, and I've seen what Corey Graves can do. I'm not underestimating Corey Graves.
you shouldn't.
As an individual, I'm not underestimating Corey Graves.
He laid your ass out on that slaughterhouse when he returned. I'm just pointing it out. He did.
I'll admit, I didn't expect him to come back, but you know what? I should have known that if you're going to make a statement against anybody, you know, you mentioned that Corey can't take his foot off the gas, but he also likes to live in the fast lane, the left lane. And I also know that the left lane is one of the most devastating maneuvers. But it seems like this old dog can learn some new tricks.
You're
And
older
now-
than he is.
Yeah. Just imagine what kind of tricks I can learn, pal. But the fact is that, nevertheless, Corey Graves right now is better than he's ever been. And I'm going to give him that.
I'll give him that.
He's better than, he looks good. He's lost a lot of weight.
He never looked good, but he
He
got.
looks better than he did.
He traded in the.
That's an old match card, but look how fat he looked back then. He was a cow back then.
Yeah, he traded in his Suburban for a Kia.
I know what you meant by that. And you're not wrong. But the fact is that, you know, despite everything going better in Corey Graves' life, and, you know, things are good for Corey. You know, everybody should feel happy for Corey Graves because his life turned around for the better. Meanwhile, mine's turned around to the pits. But the fact is, doesn't matter. I got nothing to lose. Corey has everything to lose, including his dignity. You want to tell me that Corey Graves has everything to gain? The fact is that not you guys. They did. Corey did. That's what it's always been about. Them, the fans.
Okay, no, I understand.
And the fact is, you want to prove to yourself, you want to prove to Brandon Castelli, Adam Anderson, that you have what it takes to be a leader? Not here. Not in the slaughterhouse. This is not only my redemption. This is all of your revelation. Because this is just the beginning. This right here, fight for freedom? Come on, Corey. You want freedom? You're going to have to pay the ultimate toll booth to get to the other side. You got to get past the one guy you could never beat. And like I said in the video package, I've done everything that there is to do in backyard wrestling. Everything.
You're the man at best in the art.
You're right, I haven't.
But guess how many times I did it?
That's
Also in a row.
That's good for you. And I also remember me becoming the UW World Heavyweight Champion, and one of those people that I pinned was
You
you.
said that already.
Oh, I'll say it over and over
Okay,
again,
let's
'cause it gets under your skin.
okay. Now look,
No.
you know, tension arising.
This isn't about.
Okay.
It isn't Cameron Jackson versus Corey
You're
Graves.
absolutely right. And this is why I jump in, because you're so easily distracted. Just like that. You would have lost the match. Put your head in the game. I just predicted you to win. If you act like that, I'll take it back in a heartbeat. Gotcha, bitch. You can't only play mind games around here. You fell right in.
The fact is, like I said, over and over again, I've done everything that there is in this community. I've formed the Stark Supremacy, and I've beaten everybody that there is to beat. I'll beat Corey Graves. I fight for freedom. And when it's all said and done, Corey Graves, Arnold, Brother Cam, everybody is going to know one thing, and one thing alone. And that is that the supremacy is now before you.
Well, as we look to switch gears, goodness, oh, you got me a little hot in here. I'm a little sweating.
Don't worry,
After
Arnold.
that-
You're not the one that's going to catch a nightshade.
Oh,
You
man.
picked me to win, so, you know, that's...
I picked you to win too.
You did, and
But
that
you
was
got
smart.
distracted like that. Am I right, Arnold?
Well, Cameron, I hope you don't get distracted in there, because I know Graves is focused on winning this matchup, representing the Dawn's March, I might add, and going up in the ranks here at the Slaughterhouse. Good luck to you in that matchup. Good luck to Graves, too, who I'm sure is watching. As we proceed on.
That boy ain't watching.
As we proceed,
Boy,
as
he
we
turned
proceed
his
on.
phone forever.
Oh, how about we switch gears and let's get into the Continental Championship match. How about it?
Yeah, I'm liking
The
that.
Continental Championship match, the first ever scramble match in NUW. Johnny Reed, Continental title is on the line. As we see here, NUW McDonald has stacked the deck against him in his first title defense at Fight for Freedom 2 as he goes up against WCF's own Chaz Evans, the icon. WCF's own supervillain, Damien Fatale. The butcher of the slaughterhouse. The hardcore enigma, Shadow Grim. PJC, who's got the muscle. And of course, JJ the Pitbull Cordero. It's every man for himself. Okay. Which one of these guys is going to be the last man standing with that championship
Shadow Grim.
when the time...
Don't even finish the question,
Oh.
Shadow Grim.
Hey.
You're talking about a former NUW Undisputed Champion. The list of people that he's beaten, Novin, I rest my freaking case. If you
Eyes
can
on
beat
favorite.
him, you are already a favorite in the game. You
Gotta
know
hear
about
it.
Novin all too well.
Eyes on favorite, it's got to be Shadow Grim.
There's a reason why I'm on good terms with the guy.
Listen. When it comes down to Novin, that is a name that we will not discuss here because he is not on the card.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Shadow Grim. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. They don't just call him a butcher because it makes good on a t-shirt.
Okay.
He's earned that reputation.
Just shut up. Just you think I don't know about Shadow Grim?
Oh. Oh.
I've wrestled that man consecutively more than anybody else.
Oh.
Anybody
Wow.
else. And lost every time but one.
Except that last one.
But one. However, that's not the point. The point is, how do you not look at this picture? How do you not look at this whole contest, see these 6 names, and say, Shadow Grim is not going to win? How are you going to say that? No, you couldn't say that. And you didn't say that. You said he is going to win. I understand that. But let's look at the case here. JJ the Pitbull Cordero, top prospect from day one, day
Yes, sir.
down one.
Yes, sir.
PJC. He's more of a legend than we are.
Yeah. He's been around a long time, PJC. This could be it.
I know. And he's a good dude.
Yes, he is.
More of
Johnny
a legend
Reed.
than either of us, for real?
Can you shut the hell up?
For real?
I'm not done. Johnny Reed. I have a soft spot for Johnny Reed.
The champion.
And he was a rising star champion when I first wrestled him in BEW at the time.
2015.
Had my first
2016.
match there, and I kicked his ass then. So if a newbie could kick his ass then, he definitely ain't winning this match. Damien Fatale. Man, them WCF guys, let me tell you what, I've been watching them for a while. They're all talented in their own type of ways. They all bring a different aspect to the table. But however, everybody from Shadow Grim over better make sure good and hell well they don't win the NUW property. We've already got one up to win in the main event.
He's telling it like it is. He's telling it like it is.
This is the only time I'll let my past loyalty rise. I will say, if I don't see NUW originals, Johnny Reed, Shadow Grim, or JJ the Pitbull Cordero win, since I've left, that would mean you failed.
I failed. How would I fail?
I predict Shadow Grim.
Well, let's keep in mind, Shadow Grim, out of all these guys, Damien Fatale was the one who put down Shadow Grim in only the 2nd round of the King of the Yard 2. Many had thought that Shadow Grim was going to go way to the end, but it was Fatale, who's in this very matchup, who put him away.
That was the day I shit cotton.
Look,
I said if he.
Fatal, and I'm not going to discredit Fatal.
I said
I'm
if he
not-
beat Shadow
look.
Graham, I'd shit
He
count.
beat him.
And guess what I did?
Now look, Fatal, you're right. King of the Art tournament, it's prestigious. I mean, after all, we're looking at the very first winner of the tournament. But the fact is, every blind squirrel can find a nut once. And you know what? That might have been the blind squirrel's day. And I'm not discrediting Fatal. I'm not discrediting him. Nor am I discrediting Chaz Evans. But there's
Show
just something.
stealer.
When there is a championship on the line, your head is in the game that much more. The home ground.
Yeah.
Home turf. It would almost be impossible. And it would be almost damn right foolish to not pick Shadow Grim to walk out as the NUW Continental Champion.
And it seems to me that there's like a new shadow, if you will, as of late, ever since he lost the NUW Undisputed Championship to David Lowell.
This
and
one
then,
has feelings.
yes. And then he lost maybe his last opportunity at the NUW Undisputed title at Halloween Hell when McDonald captured the championship.
If there's anything I've learned since this rehab, ever since I've returned to backyard wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
since I have reigned over with the Stark Supremacy, it's that anytime you go through your greatest loss, you gotta change and you gotta face things. And since we've seen a new Shadow Grim, I don't know, right now I'm in the prime of my career. I've never been better. And I'm doing it all on my own. Just like Shadow Grim.
Yes.
Well,
And Shadow Grim.
if we say that, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about Johnny Reed.
Johnny Reed.
Because everything he's done up to the major, getting to that title, has been on his own. His own brother left.
Yes, sir.
Johnny Reed was forced to be out of action for a long time.
Yeah.
He came back and found gold like that.
Yeah.
Felix had gold for a long time, the longest time. Hell, he had gold since I was still there. But I will say, he didn't have the right challengers, and
Now he's got 5 of them.
exactly.
This for sure is an uphill battle, especially for one NUW Continental Champion, Johnny Reed, who has to defend the championship. After he defeated Arnold McDonald on episode 20, he was put in this position. Will he walk away with the championship, or will we crown a new NUW Continental Champion just like that? Because he might have won it just like that, but he may lose it just like that. It's awesome.
Agreed.
Okay. And final predictions was, who was it? Shadow Grim for you? And final prediction?
Shadow Grim.
Shadow Grim.
Arnold?
Oh, man. I was there on Upshot 29. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I was up there. I had searched because I ain't nobody seen Shadow or anything. And when I went down into his lair and I seen how malicious and how just diabolical.
Okay, let's stop. What is it with you? And what is this, a circus show? Everybody's got layers all of a sudden. Why are we citing these sideshows? Guys like Novin and Shadow Grim and Litz that dwell within the catacombs of the arena. These are monsters. They belong to Pilgrim State Penitentiary, Starklands Arkham Asylum. Like, with a mindset like that, it's such a threat. To top tier talent. Like, look at your brother, you look at me.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's gone? Let's face it. You think he would jeopardize his career and what he's got going if he had to realize he had to be in the ring with that? Again? He never fought Novin for a reason.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'd step in the ring with that any day of the week just so I can kick its ass. But let me tell you something. Now, right now, I'm a professional wrestler, and he knows where to meet me if he wants to get this done the right way.
I'm just
tell
saying.
him that you shut the hell up, because now you didn't cross the line that you didn't need to cross. You said you hire all these sideshows. Why do they hire all these sideshows? The same reason they hire people like you. Shut up. They hire people like you to fit a demographic. The fat, lazy, in the fucking basement jackasses.
Okay, careful.
That can talk way better than they type, but they hide behind the keyboards. You know why they hide behind the keyboards?
What's that?
Because again, they get distracted too easy. You need to focus on Corey Graves. Stop worrying about that or me or anybody else.
I came onto this show to give my opinion. I have accolades.
No, you came on here to talk about how you're going to beat Corey Graves. We're not stupid, Arnold.
I know.
We're not
we
stupid.
ain't no fools.
But you're trying to
Do I
fool
look
us.
like Boo Boo
And
the fool?
the second I say anything that ruffles your feathers, your eyes get bloodshot. You start piercing me with the stare of, I want to kill you. Every time it happens, Corey Graves just scored a 3 count.
Ooh.
You should have had an Iron Man match just to show you how many times your ass would have lost by now.
Okay, but you don't need it. It's okay. Goodness, it's just fine. Can we continue on?
Cam, you of all people should know
Oh, man.
why I asked that question. Didn't you spend months kidnapped by Lips in his lair? I'm looking out for the benefit of future NUW stars. People like myself, people like the other 5 individuals. Look at Damien Fatale, future star. Look at Chaz Evans. Look at everybody in this match. Even PJC, and he talks about floating tacos for crying out
the
loud.
weirdest one out of all of them.
He was.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you're right. He is. He doesn't belong here either. The fact is,
Well, I beg to
that
differ.
shut up. The fact is,
As we continue on, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to you the New York Championship match between the champion, Brandon the Bullet Castelli, and the #1 contender, the Prodigal Knight, Revan. Now, I sit here next to 2 men who knows the challenger very, very well. And I got one question to ask you both. Is this Revan's time as a solo competitor to win the NUW New York Championship from Brandon Castelli at Fight for Freedom 2? He earned the opportunity after winning a fatal 4-way matchup on the 30th edition of NUW Slaughterhouse. Unpredictable, gutsy performance, and came out triumphant. Is this Revan's time? First, let me take it to
I
CJ.
don't mean to yawn on your program. I apologize. That was disrespectful. I didn't mean that.
It's alright.
I'm going to say this. Revan, I can't say wholeheartedly, but I can say half-heartedly, I feel he deserves more. However, the reason why I can't say it wholeheartedly is because I don't feel like he's earned that yet.
Okay.
Let's take a man like Castelli, came from nowhere, NLBW. No disrespect to those guys. Came from NLBW and went to every single company he could.
Yeah.
And
To get his
now,
name out there.
right now, he is NUW New York champion. Now mind you, this is a guy that's been screwed in almost every booking he's been in. Every place he's went to, looked at as the guy that would just be there at the job. Sometimes drove 3.5 hours to places, plus even further than that, when he didn't even have a match. That guy is the New York champion for a reason. I am not saying Revan, I'm not saying it's not his time. I'm saying he better be on time. If he wants to take that from somebody who will literally fight like they have nothing but that to lose. So all I can say is it his time? I don't know. He just better be ready.
Good answer. Good answer. Everett Creed, I turn my attention to you. With our peers watching on, you know Revan, the Prodigal Knight, and Brandon Castelli. He has successfully defended that championship already once before. He won it in a fatal 4-way match back at Halloween Hell last season. Now he's defending against Revan. Can Revan do it, or does Castelli retain?
you know, I gotta pull back the curtain just a little bit.
Oh dear.
There's some people that, well, nobody, unless you've been in that yard, me and Revan have had some matches that haven't gone up because of issues, and I will say Revan has certainly changed in the time that I've had wars with him, and out of respect for him, there might be a chance that those wars might be seen one day. Brandon Castelli, somebody that I had a lot of respect for, somebody that I really thought, could be a prospect on his own. There's one reason that right now that isn't the case for me, and that's because Brandon Castelli should be a leader, and now he's a follower. And that's because he's following Corey Graves.
Yeah, you're gonna tie in your own person.
No, I'm not tying in nothing.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
That's because
It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the fact that he could be.
in a world where he follows Corey Graves. I get it.
Doesn't have to be Corey Graves. The fact is that he could be following Yankee the Difference Maker.
Just like you said, you followed Yankee the Difference Maker and still picked him to win.
I didn't follow Yankee the Difference Maker. I made a deal with Yankee the Difference Maker that I would win the NUW Tag Team Championships if he would aid the Stark Supremacy. It was a mutual beneficial relationship.
Oh yeah.
He is a follower.
Let's not peel back the curtain since we're doing so and saying you won the NUW Tag Team Championships 2 years before the Stark Supremacy was a thing.
Yeah.
So how about you shut up, don't lie, and say that you just don't want him to win because you want to tie.
You think I want Revan to win after everything Revan has done? Nobody's had more wars with Revan, the Prodigal Knight, than me.
What about what you've done to that man? You kicked him out of the UWE off a claim that wasn't true.
You want to talk about wars? You want to talk about the Stark Supremacy? I had him locked in her asylum
Oh no,
for
we're
weeks.
not talking about the Stark Supremacy. We're talking about you believing some bimbo. Sorry, ladies. That one was a bimbo that accused him of a crime he did not commit.
You know what? You're
and
right.
what did you do?
No.
Your first order of thought, your first order of anything was to call me and the powers that be around the table and say, we got to get rid of him now. And then what did you do? You forced me to break the news to his best friend, Ustalo. While that fat, roly-poly son of a bitch cried in my arms, I had to tell him something I wasn't even sure of. But guess what? I was there to save your ass when I invited him back. Now, you feel sorry, so you want him to be Brandon Castelli. Well, guess what? He hasn't forgot about that, I understand. But he damn sure is over it. And I will say that he is not in this game the way this man is.
Wow.
This man started 2 years before we even knew who he was. Before we even knew who Castelli was, Revan was already a constant on UW programming. Where the hell is his relevance in NUW? Oh, it's in there with Brandon Castelli. I get it, but people know Brandon Castelli. The only reason why people know Revan is because it reminds them of their favorite movie.
Yeah, well, that's his weakness, and you and I both know that. You want to point fingers at me? Yeah, I'm a bad guy. Everybody knows that. Ask any guy I've slept with all their girlfriends. How do you think the Stark Supremacy started? Fact is, there's one reason I'm picking Revan to win this match. Yeah, you heard it. I'm picking Revan to win. It's because everything that I've done to him, he has gotten back up. I had him locked in our institution, and that man had the willpower not only to escape, but to fight. To fight, to survive. That's what you need to be. That's what you were. That's what I was. A survivor.
And if your dumbass would have signed Brandon Castelli, we wouldn't be sitting here. He'd probably be the pro, and I'd probably be on that poster. So you sit down, you shut up, and stop trying to discredit people. You're trying to compare.
Castelli could be a leader, but he's a follower.
Yeah, because it's following Corey Graves. I get it. You followed Yankee the Difference Maker.
All right, gentlemen.
Just like you want to follow Novin. Just like you want to follow anything and everything.
I've
that
never
would
followed anyone.
Shut up. Anything. Oh, you didn't follow anyone.
Nobody.
What about the bitch in the lab coat?
Okay, gentlemen, let's settle down here and try to proceed with our program. And remember, this is a kickoff panel. Remember what we agreed upon. To be professional and go through each card.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm a professional
Yes,
wrestler.
you are.
And
it seems like tension is arising, though. It seems like you're about to go to blows and all that old history between Creed and Jack. No, okay.
I would
right.
never. I would never get in the ring with Cameron Jackson again. No. That's all said and done. He's gone on to his world, and yeah, maybe sometimes tensions can rise. I mean, hell, talking about the yard again probably gives you that pull, but you know what? You've gone on.
Let me tell you something. Are you calm? Are you calm?
Pretty calm,
Yeah, you've trained yourself to speak nice under your situation because, you know, realistically in here, I'm laughing my ass off at the single thought of coming over there and slapping your head so hard off your shoulders that I gotta pick it up, give it to Arnold so he can do the rest of the show like this. So you sit there,
What are you looking at?
Listen, I'm just listening to what... Well, you don't need to poke fun at my one eye.
Pick Brandon Castelli.
Okay. Final prediction.
Really? You pick Brandon Castelli? I pick Revan.
I pick Castelli.
I pick Revan.
But I pick Castelli. You know what?
And I've beaten Revan over and over again. Hell, he's beaten me.
And you've beaten... So you know what you're saying? You know what you're saying right now? You're disrespecting this man.
Why am I disrespecting
his family? Because his family wholeheartedly believes in both these guys. But you're saying the one that you beat is better than the trash that the title is on. That's what you're disrespecting his family, his birthright.
Followers never lead the path. What's the next match?
Yeah, followers never lead the path. Followers never lead the path. Okay, I get it. You sit... Man, I swear, sometimes I want to turn around and kick your damn head off. Followers never lead the path. Followers never... First off, give me an example. Give me an example. Give me examples of followers.
Give you examples of followers?
Followers, yeah.
Oh, that's real easy. All you have to do, look at followers. Look at you.
I knew you was gonna say some shit like that.
You were following my father. And more importantly, you're the one excuse to the rule. Because then you decided to leave. You want to talk about followers? North, south, east, west.
Listen, hold on. I wasn't following.
Biatch.
I wasn't following your father. Okay? I was manipulating your father, and it worked so damn good that he helped me beat you. So let me tell you this. You say followers never lead the pack. Motherfucker, I am the pack. I was the pack, and goddammit, I sit here right now, people tuning in. I'll always be the pack. The only thing you were was the fucking sheep I ate.
Get to the next match. And don't ever hold up that sign again in my sight.
60.
My Lord.
Actually,
Please, some cordial, some
this
civilization.
is the hashtag pack.
Yes.
P-A-C-K.
The king of the yard here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as we proceed, by the way, as I give my prediction, I meant to give my prediction for this matchup here before we proceed on to the NUW Tag Team Championship matchup. It's just fine. You know, I seen a hunger in the eyes of Revan like I never seen before. I will say that. When he won that Fatal 4-Way matchup to earn this opportunity at Brandon Castelli. There was something I never seen in him in NUW. And something is telling me he may be on his way to win that championship.
He may be on his way, but is he gonna arrive?
That remains to be seen. Our next contest will be for the
I've been waiting on
NUW.
him to show up for the last 5 years.
The next contest will be for the NUW Tag Team Championships, as it will be decided in a tables match.
Oh.
A tables match,
Oh, boy.
ladies and gentlemen, right here at the
Get
slaughterhouse.
Everett's opinion. I'm gonna smoke because this is. I'll explain it when I come back.
You going to explain it when it comes. Okay, Brother
But you
Cam
go
needs
from-
to take a smoke as we come
go
back.
from the teams.
One half of Team Sweet 16. I'm sitting here with the inaugural Tag Team Champion, one half, here in NUW. First time with David Lowell, it was Cameron Jackson.
And let me explain to you why this is so important to me. The first and only championship I have held in NUW. Proudly so. I'm not mad I didn't win anymore. I've contended for all of them that was around at the time I was there.
Yes.
We go from Team Sweet 16, theory of perfection, ecstasy. We go from crowning a division off of those three teams to Bible burners in the UWF. If this doesn't scream Jerry Lawler's trying to make a booking comeback, you come get me. I'll be back in a minute. You say yours and I'll further explain. I can't do this.
Well, Everett, to speed you up, this rivalry has been going on for quite some time. Okay, between these two teams. And the Heretics was even longer than Team Sweet 16, the longest reigning NUW Tag Team Champions we ever seen, until Halloween Hell 3, when they were dethroned by the Brothers Creed, Scorpion the Assassin, and Jim Connors. The Heretics are ready for their rematch. This is where it leads to. And not any ordinary matchup, but a tables match. Somebody is going to get their ass hurt in this one. Which team is going through the table and which team is walking out with the coveted titles? Everett Creed, we hear from right now. Great mind in wrestling. He knows what. Let's see your take on it.
Well, the fact is that you got two very unorthodox teams, to say the least. You know, I'm going to go a little bit more descriptive than UWF and Bible burners. The Heretics, definitely, I've seen the Heretics perform. I got to say, I don't exactly hate their style of clothing. They remind me of a very 90s retro ECW. I've said it from day one, especially when Samael had the long hair. Always remind me of Raven.
Yes.
Not only just the look, but the mentality, the style.
Absolutely.
I remember a time when he went by the name Gas Chamber.
Yeah.
And
These are some violent, mean dudes, are the Heretics.
But Casey
Samael
James-
and Casey James.
But Casey James also has a different side that's been long buried since the Heretics.
Yeah.
His
Welcome
other-
back. Welcome
other
back, Brother
side.
Cam.
Let me tell you what right now. I'm sorry if I cut off a very good conversation, gentlemen. I apologize for my outburst. That was very unprofessional. But I will say this: I worked hard,
Yeah.
very, very hard. I, along with your brother, teamed up to help put together. I didn't help as much as others did.
Yeah.
But I helped put together an event to crown the first ever
Yes.
NUW Tag Team
Wow.
Champions. Ended up being myself and David, the well-known as Team Sweet 16. That's not the point. The point is this. That's my legacy. You're damn right it is. And you know what? I couldn't think of four people more downright dastardly and dirty enough to represent the things that I was too afraid to represent.
Okay.
So let's talk about
Don't
the
bring up
Heretics.
dirty, brings back bad memories, but
Let's
I will
talk
say,
about the Heretics.
Samael and Casey James.
I was there in Kingston, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
when the Last Emotion took a man once known as Gas Chamber.
I mentioned that earlier when you were gone.
I understood, I heard you. I'm saying I was there.
Mm.
When he took him and damn near turned him into that. That's what I'd blame it on. And then from that,
Gutsy.
and from that breeds that.
Casey
And then
James.
from there, they plot They
Yes.
scheme.
Oh, yes.
But they're so cunning about it. You never know that they're up to something because that's just who they are.
Yeah.
Realistically, the face that Gas Chamber is making is like he wants to tell you who your daddy is.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have to look at the good side of things. Connors, Scorpion. Two gentlemen I met at DBW. Two
Yeah.
gentlemen I met there. I couldn't think of two nicer guys on the planet.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I also couldn't think of two more scarier guys when they're pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, just because that man wears face paint and goes out there and pays homage to his favorite wrestler does not mean you take him lightly. It does not mean he is a joke. The last thing he is a stinger splashing joke.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing he is business. Business. He doesn't look at them. He doesn't look at them and say they're bad guys until they start messing with him. Once they do that, now you've taken a man that's very business oriented and you've made this personal. And how do you make it even more? How do you make it even worth more? How do you make it so much more? How do you up the ante? You have his best friend, his family, right there by his side. Just so happens those two are the current reigning NUW Tag Team Champions.
But will they be successful in their first title defense against a former tag team champion? The longest reigning tag team champion in this style matchup, a tables match, which in my opinion has got to favor the challengers.
Let me tell you
The
something.
extremists, that is, the heretics.
Let me tell you something. The only reason they are the longest reigning tag team champions in NUW history is because Cameron Jackson wanted to move to North Carolina.
Oh.
That's true. Although, correct me if I'm wrong, because Cameron Jackson didn't lose the tag team championship. Sweet 16 did not lose the championships to the Heretics.
No,
Because-
he lost him to the Murder Club.
Yeah, that's right.
And Arnold, who did Cameron Jackson lose them to? Who did Cameron Jackson
I lost
them?
him.
Oh my goodness, I feel so uncomfortable
I-
with Creed on me.
I lost the tag team championships.
Lost them.
But also, I built the tag team championships.
And now come in
You
over
did.
here.
Who did you
Uh-oh.
lose them to? Say
I
it.
built them, and guess what? They lost relevancy after you won them,
Oh.
and now they're just
wanted to
another.
watch
Shut
it.
up! They're just another spot on the card of underappreciated matches. You know why? Not because of that man, or that man. No, it's because of that man couldn't do his fucking job.
Oh.
You wanna know why? I couldn't be NUW Tag Team Champions. I won the titles. I did Yankee a favor. And then he did one for me.
He did one for you. What was that? Exactly what was that?
What was that exactly?
What was
he
that?
well, he tried.
He obviously didn't show you to a better bar.
Oh.
He tried his
You're
very
hurting my
best.
shoulder. But
Shut up.
Oh, goodness gracious.
He tried very, very hard to take care of somebody for me, and then that demonic freak show son of a bitch broke his freaking leg.
That's great.
But I still beat you for those tag team championships. That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's the point you're trying to make? Great. You got distracted again. Corey Graves just pinned your ass. 1, shut up. 2, shut up. 3, don't even think about it. And just because you were in the Murder Club, I would think you'd want the Heretics to win because they are in the Murder Club.
Who said I didn't
Shut
want
up.
that?
However, when it comes down to this match and my legacy, nobody remembers who I lost the tag team titles to. Nobody thinks about who I lost the tag team titles to. The only thing they're thinking about is who holds them now. Right now, that is the brothers.
Yes.
That's the brothers, Creed.
Wow. Oh.
Just because
I
they
see
share
what he
the
did there.
name
Just because they share the name and spell it horrifically doesn't mean they are Creed. Creed is a belief. I don't have the creed for the Brothers Creed, and there's one reason only. It's a tables match.
Yeah, it's a
Like
tables
Arnold
match.
said,
Oh
it
my God.
favors
And then
the heretics.
It favors the tag team champions.
Wow, really?
And let me tell you why it favors the tag team champions. They're going to be so busy. These guys, yeah, they have all the experience in tables matches. No, they don't. They have experience in ultra-violent trash. And how many times have they gone through tables? More than they've ever even actually took the time out to learn their craft. More. So guess what? Just so they're so fixated. Yeah, to the point of the match is going to be to put your opponent or opponents through a table. That is absolutely the point, the objective. That is how you win. That is how you secure the gold. They're going to be too busy getting the nearest light tube and trying to smash it over their back. And hopefully they trip on a blade of grass or a shard of glass and bust that ass over a table. Now, can you dig that?
Oh my goodness. Thank you for your expertise. Any final last comments on this tag team championship matchup for Everett? The Brothers Creed and the Heretics. This could be, and I believe so, the final encounter between these two magnificent tag teams.
And this was this man's debut here.
Yeah,
And they jumped this man.
they did.
That's a page right out of your book.
Yeah.
The
There it
Heretics.
is.
The Heretics
And I
did.
did pretty good with it. So will they.
What is that supposed to mean? That sounds like collusion to me. That sounds like conspiracy to me.
Well,
What would
I
I
hope
be?
you run your little weeble wobble ass out there. And I truly hope you try to step in through the middle ropes. I hope you try to step in through the middle ropes and get caught right in the face with all of Jim Connor's love straight from his stomach. And I hope he spreads good vibes all over your fucking face. And then I hope you get a stinger splash straight through a damn table. I truly do.
No, I'm going to be a little busy tonight. I'm going to be a little busy that night beating Corey Graves. They're going to be busy getting put through a table.
Yeah,
By the
by the
next-
last semi-L.
No, not by Samael, by KC James. And you never know, Samael might decide to get a little risky, might decide to jump off
What
the top
is
rope.
Casey James gonna do? Fart and break a table?
the personal rivalry comes to a head between these two tag teams here in NUW. Only one will walk away with an NUW Tag Team titles at Fight for Freedom 2. In an incredible matchup for Fight for Freedom 2 for the first time ever, it pits Zach Cobalt versus Chris Moolah. The winner of this matchup will be the #1 contender to get a future shot at the NUW New York Championship. Now, McDonald, the NUW owner, NUW McDonald, made this matchup between the two based off of really Zach Cobalt just playing around inside of a kiddie pool, and then there was Chris Moolah. He intervened, and they were making a lot of ruckus, and the match was made just like that. But the moral of the story, I believe, is we got two really awesome wrestlers about to go at it, high risk, you could predict, and throw it all on the line to gain this victory and opportunity at the NUW New York Championship. Which one will it be? Let's take it to Everett Creed. What's your prediction between these two?
This is, like you said, this is a kid stepping
What's
into
so
a
funny?
kiddie pool. The only difference now is now that kid is stepping foot into the Atlantic Ocean. That's the difference. This is a boy entering a man's world.
What? You said? Oh, I want to hear
I'm
this.
a bit confused. Who
I wanna hear this.
let me know. Who are you talking about?
The fact is that you honestly think in the ring, look, there is nobody that believes that character development and personification is more important than me. I'm the epitome of that. And don't get me wrong, Zach Cobalt, personality, you gotta admit, he's entertaining. There's no question about it.
The king of triple threats in NUW. He's been in so many of them and stole the
But
show.
when it comes to being in the ring with Chris Moolah, it's a totally different ball game. This guy is smooth as butter in the ring. But it's not about how you are as far as pulling it off. The fact is that I've actually been in talks. I'm gonna pull back a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna pull back a little bit.
This is what they want to
I've
hear.
been contacted to see if I was interested in facing Jason Walker. But that's not what it's about. What it's about is I looked at the rest of the card, and guess who was on the main event of this mega show? Chris Moolah. People are starting to recognize how good he really is.
He's been doing it forever.
Yeah, he has. That's my point.
We all watched him before we even started.
My point exactly.
So this is not a boy step into a man's world. Let me tell you why. Because he was there too.
Zach Cobalt. GBYWN?
Yes. Let's bring that up. Maybe that'll make some people's mouths water. Let me tell you what.
Yes.
This right here, this is why I got so pissed. This exact reason why I got so pissed is when you made it seem like Castelli wasn't a worthy champion, because these two are gonna burn the barn for what Castelli holds right now. This isn't the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship. This isn't the number one contender. No, not for the Continental Championship. This is for the New York Championship.
Mm-hmm.
These two may very, very well get the cops called on them for stealing the whole damn show.
Wow.
And you're sitting there saying Castelli ain't good enough.
It's ain't about that.
Shut up.
Castelli.
It is all about Brandon Castelli right now. And it's damn sure all about Revan right now too. Because that's what they're fighting for. That is what they're fighting for. They're not fighting to beat one another. No, they're fighting to be the next person in line. To be the next New York champion. But the next time you disrespect anyone that people like this are fighting for, you, sir, you don't deserve to be on the show, and you damn sure don't deserve to be wrestling Corey Graves.
Look,
But that
it's
being
not only
said, I
about-
still predict you to win.
Look,
But this is not the case. The case is I'm picking Zach Cobalt.
Zach Cobalt.
I should pick Chris Moolah, but I think the whole world's got him picked right now.
Hey,
there's
but
one reason. If this was Vegas, Moolah's money. It's that simple.
it's Moolah, baby.
And the
It's
fact
Moolah,
is,
baby.
and I want to get your pick too, Arnold, but the fact is, Zach Cobalt, yeah, you're right, he's a veteran too.
Hell yeah.
But it's about this. It's about the mentality. It's about the psychology of it all. What you have going on in your head. Zach Cobalt has the mindset of a child. Chris Moolah has the mindset of a veteran.
That child carried me through a match in the King of the Art tournament. You know,
Round
right?
one.
Yes. Carried me through the match.
Wow.
The first match.
Did he win?
Are we going into that conversation right now? Let's not peel back the curtain too far. I will say this. Psychology is an important factor.
Yes, it is.
It's an absolute important factor.
Yes, it is.
However, you also have to look at who just wants it more. That may be Moolah. That may be Cobalt. You're just going to have to watch and see.
Right on.
But I will say that I'm going to go with the guy that's believed in me on this one. I'm pulling a loyalty card. I'm going with Zach Cobalt. If you like it or not, I don't care if Moolah is
Respect.
money. I hope you come up short, and I hope the check fucking bounces.
Respect.
Bound by honor.
Well,
Bound by honor. Yeah, you were too.
one can only wonder what shape Chris Moolah may be in after his last match on the 30th edition of NUW Slaughterhouse when he went up in there with the butcher himself, Shadow Grim.
Yeah.
And that could play a factor as well in this matchup.
Also, I'd like to go on record and say I've never won a match after wrestling Shadow Grim. The match right after, never won.
Wow, it's goodness.
And that's a fact if you'd like to go on and watch.
Now, from that personal take, does that change your prediction?
Oh, no. I'm picking Zach Cobalt. Are you damn right?
Oh, Zach Cole,
I'm
yes.
still going to pick Zach Cobalt because this man
Yes,
is Zach Cobalt.
yes.
Point blank. Look at him. Look
Yes.
at the picture. Do you really go to work? Do you really come to work here at NUW and say, I want to wrestle that guy? I want to beat up that guy? I think I can beat up that guy? Now look at that picture and say, yeah, I'll let him have it tonight.
That's a good pick. And you say, who's your final pick?
Moolah is money.
And so is
Right,
Mello.
middle.
Where the hell is she right now?
I love it. You gotta love it.
I don't
Y'all
know.
gotta
Ask
love
ask Corey Graves.
it. Listen, y'all better get you some popcorn, get you something you like to drink, because it's about to be on like a steaming pot of neck bone in this one, because these two may just be very well stealing this show at Fight for Freedom 2. My pick, if I can just say one, I'm going to have to go with Zach Cobalt. Zach Cobalt.
Interesting pick.
Absolutely. All right. Our next contest we have here is the main event time, ain't it?
Oh, sugar.
I believe we went down on all of them here. Folks, I think it's the main event.
Sugar.
The last, but certainly not least, the NUW Undisputed Championship will be up for grabs. NUW owner, the King of the Mountain, Arnold McDonald, versus WCF founder, pioneer, Chris Idol, accompanied by Vivica Jones, the president of WCF. There can only be one champion here. Brand supremacy is also on the line.
Listen, and we didn't get to stop because of a cut and talk about Arnold McDonald's outtake. We talked about Chris Idol's little deal here. Let me talk about Arnold McDonald. This is a man that realistically, when he loves you, he loves you. When you're in the circle, you're in. But when you're out, you out. Let me tell you that WCF is out in his mind. They're out. They're not even a factor. He's just entertaining it. He's entertaining it because he wants something else. And that something else lies in the satisfaction of saying, I beat him and I beat her. That is it. And he'll put his title on the line gladly. You know why? Because he's the king of the mountain. But you already knew that.
Oh my, well put. Well put. Goodness gracious. With the championship on the line, Chris Idol will earn the opportunity on the 2020 season premiere of NUW Slaughterhouse. He is an opportunist. This man here is in this matchup for a reason. Everett, can he do this thing? Can he take it back to him in Maryland? The NUW Undisputed Championship. And will Vivica Jones be a factor in this matchup? Because we've seen she has a win over the King of the Mountain himself.
You know, this has been actually this might be a harder match to predict than the Dark Side and Yankee the Difference Maker.
I don't see why.
You know, because you have to look at the factors.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just gonna
educate me. No, don't educate me. Educate the world. Let's all hear this. I want to hear this right now because this is the fight.
It is. This is the
Devon
main
loses
event.
this title. There is no more NUW.
Have mercy.
But what happens if
Oh,
Devon McDonald retains?
Navon retains his title. We get NUW, Navon's Underground Wrestling, but I'd rather have that and the guys fight Navon than nobody fight WCF.
It's a good point. And there's no secret. There's no secret that I am one of the greatest supporters of Arnold McDonald because he is the king of the mountain. And he's also my friend. I don't have a lot of those. It's no secret.
Too shiesty.
It's because, let's face it, we're just too good for him. But man, supremacy recognize supremacy. Kings recognize kings. Gangster recognize gangster.
No, he didn't.
But the fact is, this isn't about.
It's a G
this
thing.
isn't about
It's
me.
a G thing.
But this isn't about me being boys with Navon. No. This is about Chris Idol with Vivica Jones, and that's what I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about Vivica Jones because, look,
Hasn't Navon talked enough about Vivica Jones?
Oh, he has.
So what can you say?
From top to bottom.
What I can say is we know why Navon has brought. He has an infatuation with Vivica Jones. There's no question about it. Whether it's about showing, I can beat your man or I can be your man. That's just the way it is when it comes to the king of the mountain. Okay. It's like Alexander the Great. The fact is, one kingdom ain't enough. He needs more. Maybe he wants a queen. But the fact is that Vivica Jones, the question remains, is Vivica Jones going to play a factor in this match? There's no secret that the both of us have had factors on the outside that have played some sort of part in our matchups, whether it be you with REF, with Black and White, or with the FTC, or whether it be with me and who was my supreme leader, or anybody throughout my career. There's no question about it, because we welcomed it, because we did whatever it took to retain a championship, to remain on top of the mountain. Chris Idol, like I said about your pick about Zach Cobalt, is bound by honor. Vivica Jones, it's very, very different. Only because she's supporting Chris Idol. Chris Idol is a guy that is going to want to defeat Arnold McDonald, but if he's going to want to do it, he's going to want to do it on his own. Of course, Vivica is going to be a support factor, but she will not be a part of this matchup because Chris Idol is not going to let that happen. Not that he's enforceful, not that he's going to be, demanding it. It's just going to be a request for which they respectfully will appreciate.
I understand that. And
even at home, the home soil, on NUW soil.
Even on home soil.
Anything goes.
Anything goes, unless the only reason I see Arnold McDonald, or more so Vivica Jones, getting herself involved is if maybe Damian Fatal comes to the ring. Maybe Navon comes with some assistance.
That's where I was about to head with this. That's another factor that nobody's even thinking of. His boy. Navon's boy. Your brother's boy, Damian Fatal. Now listen, check this out. Okay, you make a good point. Chris Idol is honorable, noble enough to not want Vivica Jones to interfere. But he's also honorable and noble enough to take that title, no matter what it takes to get it, and go back home with it and say, hey, we got one to put on our trophy case.
This is a veteran here, is Chris Idol. He's been wrestling a long
He's
time.
not dumb.
He ain't dumb. He's got some experience under his belt.
What he knows is if he can't get it done in the ring, but he has to get it done, he will use whatever necessities is there. He doesn't have the choice. Do I want Vivica Jones to get involved with a match for her safety and knowing what that crazy man may do? No. But if I'm Chris Idol, oh yeah, I don't only want her to get involved in the match. I want her to help me win the match. Now, Arnold McDonald has probably already scouted this maneuver.
That's where I was just going to get. If we're talking about it now, and if we know this, then so does the champion. And look, you said how dangerous that Arnold McDonald could be. A lot of people are going to start asking the question, I'm sure it's going on in those live stream comments, what if he switches? This is the one time where I'm not even thinking about the switch. I don't think he's going to switch. He's got everything that he wants. Arnold McDonald is on top of the world, on top of the mountain, on top of NUW.
He got the company back. He's got the championship.
He's got the championship. He's got everything he needs. And he didn't even win the Rumble. But the fact is, he's got everything that he needs. So there's no reason that his demons are going to get ahead of him. Your demons get to you when you're at your weakest.
What about that defeat in the first ever intergender match that just happened on the 30th edition of Slaughterhouse? He was embarrassed publicly by losing to a female non-wrestler that is Vivica Jones, thanks to his challenger, Chris Idol. You know he's going into this matchup fuming with enraged, fiery fury.
And let me say this. You say NUW McDonald has everything he needs. I don't think he has a damn thing of what he needs. I think he has what he wants. But I know for a fact he doesn't have what he needs. Because if he had what he needed, he'd be doing his owner job from behind a desk instead of holding up the main prize. So I'm not done. What I am saying is there's a reason why he's fuming, because he doesn't have what he needs.
What does he need? What does he need?
The honor, the bragging right. He needs to put another notch in the belt. HJW, dead, gone. You know why? NUW McDonald made that happen. Other feds will not upload because NUW McDonald has been on their last show. Let's look at it, just historically speaking, whether we think it or not, VTW, okay?
Yes.
UWE, okay? Those feds, dead, gone. The last one in town, the last one at the dance that people ever gave a damn about. NUW is still standing. DBW, there, and maybe, no, practically gone. UWF, there, okay, kinda, no, practically gone. The only one standing that people knew, NUW, until they reared their ugly heads into it. He doesn't have what he needs. What NUW needs is to be the only show in town, the only option. And they're there. They're still here. So no, he has what he wants. He has the title. He has the company. But he doesn't have what he needs. He needs everybody to bow down to the king. And how can they do that if they're too busy trying to convert to another king? If the king of this mountain, the mountain, NUW, the king of this mountain, wants everybody on and around his mountain. You can't do that when there's another mountain.
You know, I kind of made the reference to Alex. You know, I kind of made the reference to Alexander the Great. You know, where it's almost like Alexander the Great didn't settle with just one kingdom. He always had to go to another. He had to reign upon more. And that might be the purpose for NUW McDonald. I'm going to throw out my prediction right now.
Everett, your prediction. Who is it going to be?
It's going to be
Championship on the line, the main event.
You need to do whatever it takes to be the NUW Undisputed Champion. You need to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Which means you cannot be bound by honor or any sort of weakness. And that is why the winner of this match.
Before you go on, my pick is going to be somebody I've won the war with, which there's only one person in that whole scenario that I've gone to war with. But I will say that person is bounded by honor. That person has a weakness. Unfortunately, and fortunately, the weakness is stronger than he is.
That weakness is?
Emotions. Particularly the last one. Now, that doesn't mean that we're gonna hear Ain't No Grave and see face paint and all this crazy stuff. It doesn't mean that. But as to where you thought he could snap and switch, I don't think such thing even lasts anymore. I think Newburgh walks with him every single day. Hell, I almost know it.
too.
Just keep hot. Am I the only one hot in here?
You all right, Arnold?
I'm trying to be goodness. You're talking about my brother.
I'm actually quite cold. Ever since we brought up the name, I've started freezing.
Shit.
And you're burning up. Is something you want to tell me?
I just.
Every day, my demons have lived with me, so I know that if I see them in here, I know he sees them too. But
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
But
Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Those are eyes of somebody who just wants to live. But he can't break it. He can't break it. He grew up with it. And so did you, for that matter.
Yes.
He can't break it.
So
It doesn't mean he has the opportunity to switch it. No, I think the trimester, the second trimester has already begun. I think we've been in it this whole time. I don't think NUW McDonald is your only NUW Undisputed Champion. I think he's a co-holder. I think he's a co-holder to the one, the only, Nova.
Oh, have mercy, Jesus.
Because
You truly
why?
believe that?
Because NUW McDonald led the march. He led the march. Him and Jordan Oliver side by side almost led and led through and killed HJW along with some others. NUW McDonald did that. But
Wow.
shortly after, who showed their true colors? The Last Emotion. We think NUW did that. NUW McDonald went down the best in the yard too. NUW McDonald wrestled Kevin Shaw. NUW McDonald lost to Kevin Shaw.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
But
did.
NUW McDonald didn't hit Kevin Shaw in the head with a guitar. You can't tell me. Let's look back at that footage and you tell me. I wrestled NUW McDonald, Halloween Hell.
I remember I called that match, Cameron. I called it. I was
One of
I
my
said-
favorite, if not my favorite, of all time.
It was an honor to call
I
that
shook
match.
hands with NUW McDonald. The man that gave me the receipt afterwards was not NUW McDonald. So I'm telling you, everything evil NUW has done was not NUW. Just like this evil stuff, I'm telling you now, you think it's NUW McDonald. No. No. Novin just got a lot smarter. And that's why I'm picking NUW McDonald to win this match.
Thank you, Cameron, for all your expertise on that. I certainly appreciate it. I know the world does too.
you got to think with what he just said.
Absolutely.
God, you got to think, what the hell does Chris Idol do in this situation? But and it's close, and part of me is gonna go with Chris Idol on this because it's just unexpected, and if he can somehow get Vivica Jones, he can just somehow swallow his pride and do things the way that we used to do, there's no doubt he'd walk away with that NUW Undisputed title. But here's the thing, Ken, you mentioned something. You mentioned how it wasn't NUW McDonald that smashed in Kevin Shaw's head with that guitar. It wasn't NUW McDonald that handed you that last rights pile driver. But it's because you defeated NUW McDonald. It's because Kevin Shaw defeated NUW McDonald. We've only seen it when NUW McDonald couldn't handle it. So this is what I'm gonna say. Whoever wins this match, and I'm gonna go with NUW because if we're talking about this, he's going through it in his head. Whether he's going about it by himself or with somebody else, he's going about it. And if there is something in his head that isn't the king of the mountain, more of a reason to him. Because we all know what he did in my yard. He buried Lips alive.
No, that man wouldn't know. That's the problem. We lose him. We've always lost him. And the only person that's ever been around to see it was you.
You know something, Cameron? We went through a lot of bad times in this family. It's a dysfunctional family indeed. And I love my brother, and there was times where I seen that goodness in him, where he looked up to you personally and always had something great to say about you, his friend, his ally, and his brother. And I know leading to that matchup, he had a lot on his head, and I know that was the straw that broke the camel's back when you bested him and beat him to the 1-2-3 in a 30-plus minute matchup, mind you. They went to war with each other.
I remember.
And this man, Chris Idol, he tweeted out, I still remember that tweet, where he said, I need a match with both these guys. And that was the match that put his eyes on NUW.
And this is why I have such a strong grievance with Chris Idol.
Yeah.
The man's jacked.
Yes, he is.
The man's a great performer.
Yes, he
The
is.
man is putting his lady in harm's way.
Yes, he is that too.
NUW McDonald didn't expose that they were actually in a relationship. Don't we all understand that?
Yeah.
That was Novin. And the fact that NUW could do such a thing. At one point, NUW could. But we both know he's grown since then.
Yeah. This is
There's
somebody
only one reason.
it's got to be.
I think he's having help. I think Novin is helping NUW, but I don't think NUW asked for the help. So I believe NUW is there, but I don't think the lights are on. I think Novin has occupied the house. And that is why we're in the situation that we're in. If Chris Idol was smart, he asked for me and he asked for NUW. He did not ask for this, and he should know better. Don't walk head first into this, because everybody's saying is Vivica Jones going to get involved.
Yeah.
There's a possibility now that after all we've said that she may not even be there.
Oh my goodness.
So I feel bad for even saying such things. So I'll say this. I hope and I wish the absolute best for Chris Idol. I think the match will be hard fought either way.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good championship match. I can see that.
However, if there's a chance to get out of there losing to NUW, take the loss and leave before it gets a hell of a lot worse.
It's almost like I said, if you lose, if NUW McDonald retains this championship,
In his first title defense.
the King of the Mountain is who you will get. The King of the Mountain is who you will see. But if Chris Idol wins the match, he's gonna lose a lot more. And take it from me, luckily I'm on good terms with his other side.
You realize the transition doesn't exist as much as it used to. It's not as obvious. There used to be a whole sit up and freak out. No. You know what's taught me that? Look at my last stint, my last series in NUW.
Yeah.
NUW McDonald special guest refereed a match. However, Novin spoke.
Yeah. You got to remember these things.
Without a squeeze, an itch, a transition. No, he was just there. I walked
It's
to the
different,
ring.
Everett. It's different this time. I'm telling you. He's telling it like it is.
I walked to the ring with a cinder
We need
block.
to heed this warning. Chris Idol, you need
I'm
to heed
actually-
this warning.
You know, I'm really starting
so
to get
concerned.
sick and tired of hearing about these fairy tales.
Hand in hand.
The
they
fact
walked.
is that we know who the champion is,
It's
and you
NUW
can.
McDonald.
And yes, it is. And the fact is, he's conquered his demons. He's on top of the world. You honestly
Who fought
think?
for the title before NUW did in that body?
Oh, in that body? Look, we all know. But what makes you think that this is even Novin anymore? Novin's dead. That's a
Say that.
newsflash.
Don't say that. And yeah, Novin's been dead for a while.
And you know,
You can't kill what's already dead. However, it breathes eternally.
you know who did that to Novin.
I don't give a fuck who did it to Novin. I'm worried about who Novin's gonna take it out on. That's that lady and her damn man right there.
It's not Novin. Cam, wake up. It's a man that puts on some face paint and acts like his daddy. The fact is, it's still one person. Yeah, one person. It's NUW McDonald. NUW McDonald is the only person in that body, in that mind, in that conscience. You don't believe it? I tried to wake it up. I can't.
You know why you can't? You know why you can't?
I did everything.
Didn't you crush your windpipe one time?
You know why?
And that was NUW.
You know why you can't wake it up?
Why?
Because he just doesn't respect you.
Really?
Look at everybody he's gone after. Look at everybody he's woken up for. Dustin Reagan, Cameron Jackson, Jordan Oliver, Havoc.
Yeah.
More than that, I'm just gonna leave it at those.
Right.
Yeah.
Zach Daniels.
Oh, sure.
Look at everybody
Drew.
he's waking up. Drew Hood,
Yeah.
waking up for. Who had no problem waking him up. You can't get the job done. Just like you just again got distracted and Corey Graves just pinned your ass one more time. You've lost this match over and over and over again.
So
stop clinging on. Let go, let loose. Don't make me look like an idiot for predicting you to win. I think NUW McDonald's gonna win this match. Not because Novin's in his head. No. Not because of that. I think he's gonna win this match because Novin is his head.
Fine. You want to play out some fantasy, some sick, twisted fantasy that you'd see on sci-fi? Fine by me. You want my take? Novin is all fiction. It's just some illusion that NUW McDonald created to add prestige. Newsflash, it's backyard wrestling. If you want to decide to put on a different, let's say a different face, maybe because the first face didn't get enough popularity, maybe he needed to get a little bit of attention, then that's what he had to do. I never did that. Not once. I have always been ever agreed. Maybe that's why Novin doesn't respect me, because I did everything by myself and I didn't have to paint my face. No, I didn't, but he did. But now, he's a better man for not doing it anymore. That's why he's my friend. You don't think I've told him this already? The fact is that he's a better man. He's a better man. And Arnold, you know it. He's healed. Your brother's healed. He doesn't need to put on a face. He doesn't need to act like your uncle anymore, your daddy, whatever the hell he was to you. Doesn't matter. Newsflash, he's gone. Sometimes you need to hear it from people like me. People that aren't gonna play nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I know you have hard family troubles. Newsflash. Your brother is the NUW Undisputed Champion. He's got everything going on in his life.
I'm aware of that.
He's got everything now. He's got power. He had it like I did.
But does he have what he needs?
Do you have everything you need? Why are you here?
Why
You left.
Why am I here right now?
You left.
Because we're in quarantine, I'm visiting my mother, and I'm here to hang out with my friends. However, when NUW calls up and says, hey, we're going to sit down and do a kickoff panel, and we make the decision to do it and get things in motion at 11:40 at night, you damn right I'm on for the ride. That's why I'm here. However, if I'm going to be here, let's not bullshit the people at home who are probably sick of me and you going back and forth by this point, and I don't give a damn either. I will say this. How do you know Elastic Emotion is fiction? We all have an A a lasting emotion. But sooner or later, you keep messing up, I can warn you, you will run into the last emotion. That's a fight you welcome. And if it's a fight you want, as it was said to me, it's a fight you'll have to wait for. Because then again, you've been distracted and pinned 1, 2, 3.
You're just lucky that I'm gonna be in the ring with Corey Graves at Fight for Freedom, and not you. The last time we were in the ring, you lost in NUW to me. And guess what? Corey Graves is gonna suffer the same fate. Chris Idol is gonna suffer the same fate. A royal tuner.
Hold on, time out. The only reason why the last time we were in a ring in NUW I lost is because the next time we were supposed to be in a ring in NUW, you didn't show up.
I did my part.
You did your part. You did your part. That's a lot. We hear that a lot, don't we? I did my part.
What do you want to hear?
Where was your part when the company was on life support? Where was your part then? Where was your part when guys like Corey Graves didn't want to drive up to Newburgh? Where was your part? Shut up. Where was your part when I stood in the trouble in a long negotiation process? Long negotiation process to get some footage that belonged to NUW. Where was your part then? Nowhere to be. Shut up. Just think. No, you know what your part is. You know what your part is, and you know why I had trouble admitting that I want you to beat Corey Graves. This is your part. Your part is to say enough to not sound stupid. Literally. That's it. To say enough. However, you say too much, and not only do you sound stupid, you sound like you don't even think you're going to beat Corey Graves. Let's talk about it for a second. You didn't think you're going to beat Corey Graves. You don't know you're going to beat Corey Graves. You know why you don't know you're going to beat Corey Graves? Because for the first time ever, Corey Graves has done something to you that you couldn't fathom anybody that wasn't me, Novin, or Lips doing to you. He posed a threat without putting a hand on you. And that for the first time ever, makes you bound by honor. The honor, bound by honor and guilt. The honor.
Guilt of
The
what?
honor of winning.
I've only
The
had
guilt of saying, shit, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Oh, I know. I've only had guilt over one thing in my life, and it sure as hell is not Corey Graves. Or anything to do with Corey Graves. What was my part? My part was that I was creating my own empire. But just as I created it, I destroyed it.
No, I destroyed it. You know that. I destroyed it. I left. I folded your company, and you can't do it. No, shut up. No, because you went on for another year, clinging on. And guess what happened? Every Underground Tuesday or Thursday or whatever you streamed on, we didn't know the streams were on. And apparently, we're not the only ones that didn't know. The rest of the world didn't either.
All right,
3
gentlemen.
views,
Oh,
4 views. And that's not just talking about the UWE, because the UWE is a very damn good show, and I have the utmost respect for the UWE. But when it comes to NUW,
Yes.
We're talking about this. This is far past us. So what I'm going to offer you when I finish here is a handshake and my ass walking out the door. What I will say is this. NUW McDonald, Chris Idle with Vivica Jones.
Yes.
This time, paint a picture. Cameron Jackson, Everett Creed, Angelique Stark. NUW McDonald.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen. Let's settle down.
McDonald has already won the game because just by mentioning the name, you got distracted again. Arnold.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Everybody tune in to NUW.
Yes.
Fight for Freedom 216.
Thank you, Cameron Jackson, the king of the yard, the HNIC, God, the brother man with the master plan himself in the flesh. Thank you for joining us here on this kickoff panel. I surely appreciate it. Now, Everett Creed, let me shake your hand. The self-supremacy, the God of the underground. Yes, you are one shiesty human being, but I got respect for you for all you done, and I guess you won't shake my hand then. Okay, can we at this time at least get a handshake between you two with all the history that you guys had? My goodness, you guys were the first match in NUW Slaughterhouse, episode 1. And here we are, before your big match with Corey Graves at Fight for Freedom 2. The least you can do is shake this man's hand, this legend here, that helped get you where you at. There we go. Goodness. Things spiraling out of control here on the kickoff panel. I surely thank you all as I stand with two UW. Ooh.
We've been doing this long enough to know that was going to happen. You want to know why that picture didn't happen? Because I destroyed my kingdom. Actually, no. You did. Because once you left, I took over. And the only thing that could destroy me was me. Him? Just as I destroyed my empire, he's just starting to build it, which is why he's gonna win. I'm reclaiming my empire, which is why I'm gonna win. While you fade away from this community once more.
True. Absolutely true. And you just lost again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been NUW Fight for Freedom 2 kickoff panel. I surely thank you all for tuning in with us at this time as I sat down with two BYW and legends all together. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at NUW Fight for Freedom 2.